Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First, the Language PDF Welcome Pack. New to the language and not sure where to start? Start with the basics. With our Welcome Pack, you get a bundle of PDFs giving you a quick overview of the alphabet, grammar, key vocabulary, and all the basics you must know. Second, you'll be able to talk about the weather with the new Weather Conversation cheat sheet. You get a simple dialogue that you can use in real life. Download the PDF cheat sheet for free right now. Third, if that cheat sheet was not enough, here's a bonus vocab lesson for weather, over 40 words that you'll know so you can speak about the weather fluently. Fourth, the 32 words you need for language learning. Noun, verb, adjective, sentence, grammar. You'll learn how to say these language-related words and much more in this quick 1-minute lesson. Fifth, must-know Easter vocabulary. Can you say Easter in your target language? You will with this quick 1-minute vocabulary lesson. And sixth, looking for a new language learning app? With the innovative language learning app, you learn language fast through conversations, and you start speaking in minutes because our conversation lessons are just 3 to 15 minutes long. Download innovative language learning for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi everybody, my name is Felice. Welcome to the 2000 Core Italian Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice and review what you have learned. Okay, let's get started. First is incontrare. Meet. Incontrare. Incontrare. Meet. L'agente immobiliare incontra un cliente. The real estate agent meets a client. L'agente immobiliare incontra un cliente. Rivedere. Revise. Rivedere. Rivedere. Revise. Rivedere un manoscritto. Revise a manuscript. Rivedere un manoscritto. Direttore. Director. Direttore. Direttore. Director. Lui è il direttore della mia azienda. He is the director of my company. Lui è il direttore della mia azienda. Fabbrica. Factory. Fabbrica. Fabbrica. Factory. Il dirigente di fabbrica sta dando istruzioni. The factory manager is giving instructions. Il dirigente di fabbrica sta dando istruzioni. Produzione. Output. Produzione. Produzione. Output. La produzione della fabbrica è caduta da quando sono arrivati i nuovi manager. Output of the factory has fallen since the new managers took over. La produzione della fabbrica è caduta da quando sono arrivati i nuovi manager. Forza lavoro. Workforce. Forza lavoro. Forza lavoro. Workforce. La forza lavoro è di metà uomini e metà donne. The workforce is half men and half women. La forza lavoro è di metà uomini e metà donne. Materiale. Material. Materiale. Materiale. Material. Il materiale grezzo per i pantaloni è qui. The raw material for the pants is here. Il materiale grezzo per i pantaloni è qui. Componente. Part. Componente. Componente. Part. Bisogno di una componente. Need a part. Bisogno di una componente. Macchina. Machine. Macchina. Macchina. Machine. Macchina del caffè istantaneo. Instant coffee machine. Macchina del caffè istantaneo. Cemento. Cement. Cemento. Cemento. Cement. Pavimento di cemento. Cement floor. Pavimento di cemento. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Italian, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say meet? Incontrare. Incontrare. And how to say revise? Rivedere. Rivedere. What about director? Direttore. Direttore. Do you remember how to say factory? Fabbrica. Fabbrica. Let's try output. Produzione. Produzione. What about workforce? Forza lavoro. Forza lavoro. Now, let's see if you remember how to say material. Materiale. Materiale. Another one. What about part? Componente. Componente. Do you remember how to say machine? Macchina. Macchina. And finally, do you remember how to say cement? Cemento. Cemento. Well done! See you next time! A presto! Hi everybody! My name is Felice. Welcome to the 2000 Core Italian Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice and review what you have learned. Okay, let's get started. First is carbone, coal, carbone, carbone, coal, miniera di carbone, coal mine, miniera di carbone, gas, 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 gas. Usiamo del gas naturale per riscaldare la fabbrica. We use natural gas to heat the factory. Usiamo del gas naturale per riscaldare la fabbrica. Tessile. Textile. Tessile. Tessile. Textile. Fabbrica di tessile. Textile factory. Fabbrica tessile. Elettricità. Electricity. Elettricità. Elettricità. Electricity. Elettricità solare. Solar electricity. Elettricità solare. Input. 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 Input di dati. Data input. Input di dati. Pesca. Fishing. Pesca. Pesca. Fishing. Pesca di salmone. Salmon fishing. Pesca di salmone. Turismo. Tourism. Turismo. Turismo. Tourism. Industria del turismo. Tourism industry. Industria del turismo. Esportare. Export. Esportare. Esportare. Export. Gli Stati Uniti esportano prodotti alimentari in tutto il mondo. The United States export food products around the world. Gli Stati Uniti esportano prodotti alimentari in tutto il mondo. Importare. Import. Importare. Importare. Import. Importare beni. Import goods. Importare beni. Automobile. 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 Fabbrica di automobili. Automobile factory. Fabbrica di automobili. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Italian, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say coal? Carbone. Carbone. And how to say gas? Gas. Gas. What about textile? Tessile. Tessile. Do you remember how to say electricity? Elettricità. Elettricità. Let's try. Input. 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 What about fishing? Pesca. Pesca. Now, let's see if you remember how to say tourism. Turismo. Turismo. Another one. What about export? Esportare. Esportare. Do you remember how to say import? Importare. Importare. And finally, do you remember how to say automobile? Automobile. Automobile. Well done! See you next time! A presto! Welcome to your 2000 Core Italian Words and Phrases video series quiz! Each week we release a video teaching you new vocabulary. The following week you will be given a quiz so you can test your progress. Click the link in the description. Let's learn and review the words for your test. But if you're ready, it's quiz time! Annunciare. Tenere una riunione. Approvare. Criticare. proporre, support, believe, research, request, negotiate. Great job on completing the quiz. If you didn't get 100%, don't worry. Just check out the previous video again to review the expressions we covered. But before you go, we have a free gift that you don't want to miss. Use it to expand your vocabulary. Click the link in the description below to download our Italian ebook with the core 2000 words for daily life situations. Welcome to your 2000 Core Italian Words and Phrases video series quiz! Each week we release a video teaching you new vocabulary. The following week you will be given a quiz so you can test your progress. Click the link in the description. Let's learn and review the words for your test. But if you're ready, it's quiz time! Incontrare, rivedere, direttore, fabbrica, produzione, workforce, material, part, machine. Cement. Great job on completing the quiz. If you didn't get 100%, don't worry. Just check out the previous video again to review the expressions we covered. But before you go, we have a free gift that you don't want to miss. Use it to expand your vocabulary. Click the link in the description below to download our Italian ebook with the core 2000 words for daily life situations.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about what happens during March in Italy. Marzo in Italia. Marzo in Italia. March, the third month of the year, is usually the month of Lent, so Quaresima, which comes from 40, so 40 days, 40 giorni, I 40 giorni di Quaresima, which is the fasting that Catholic people are supposed to do, or anyway, everyone who follows those rules. So they abstain from fancy food, like rich in fats, and especially everything that comes from animals. So as you know, Easter is not a fixed holiday, it doesn't have fixed dates, and that's why it depends what's celebrated in March. For example, it could be a late Carnival or a early Easter. But March is usually in between, so there's Carnival in February and then Easter in April. So that's why there is Quaresima in March. But we do have some fixed dates for some celebrations. For example, the 8th of March is Women's Day. Or even better, the International Day for Women. Of course, it's not a holiday, but we still do celebrate. The symbol of this day is la mimosa. Mimosa. So not only the cocktail, of course, but the flower. Actually, there is also a cake, a mimosa cake, that is really used during this day. But it's also said that this flower was chosen because there was a tree, a bush, of mimosa outside a factory where a lot of women died actually in a fire in New York in 1908. So that's why it became the symbol. It may be for that or just because it's just like season of mimosa and it's also cheap. So everyone can afford it and gift it to women. In fact, that's what happens. Usually you can see around the street, at every corner, actually people selling those flowers so that everyone can buy those. For example, your colleague or like your schoolmate, your father, your husband, everyone. And it's also common for women to gift it to women as well. So it's not only men who buy it. And what women do on that day, it really depends, but there are many celebrations. So there may be speeches or book groups that discuss a novel or maybe an essay written by a woman. But there's also crazy celebrations, like, for example, aperitivo, which is not that crazy, but just having like entrées and a light dinner with your friends, with your female friends. So aperitivo tra donne, or la cena per la festa della donna, cena per la festa della donna. So you could say il giorno della donna, Woman Day, and it's not delle donne, it's more like la festa della donna, singular in Italian, or yeah, the celebration of the woman. For these days, in fact, you can see a lot of discounts or sales. If you're a woman, you can get some percentage off. In some discos or pubs, there are also stripteases organized, and that's the same word, striptease. Comes from English, but we do have a word for that. It's spogliarello. Spogliarello. Because spogliare means to take off the clothes. 17th of March is la giornata dell'unità nazionale. Giornata, day, dell'unità nazionale, of national unity. So it's the day when in 1861 the reign of Italy was proclaimed. Now, the thing is that we're a republic, not a reign anymore, so there's no king. So it's not properly a holiday, it's just like a celebration of Italy becoming united. But it's not like the celebration of the country, because that's on the 2nd June for the Day of Republic. But still, you can see frecce tricolori going around, and those are the airplanes that have colored smoke. In fact, they represent the colors of the flag, because on this day we not only celebrate unity, but also la Costituzione, constitution, l'inno, the hymn, and la bandiera, the flag. Costituzione, inno, and bandiera of Italy, because they date back to this day, which, by the way, is also St. Patrick's Day. But I mean, people do celebrate that, like in Irish pubs and so on, but it's not like inside our bones. It's not like for everyone. Not a lot of people know about that, actually. And then on the 19th, so 10 days after Women's Day, there's Father's Day. This one too is an international day, even though depending on the country, they have like different dates to celebrate, right? But in Italy, the 19th of March was chosen because this is the day of Saint Joseph, so San Giuseppe, who is Jesus' father. Of course, you can find like cards and notes to buy, and also kids make them in school for the father and say like auguri, so congratulations, or thank you, grazie, so to show appreciation. But there is also a typical sweet of this day. It's called zeppola with the Z. And actually it varies a bit, like depending on the region, but the origin comes from the same thing, and it is the fact that Joseph, had to sell frittelle, we'll see what it is, when they had to escape to Egypt. So with Maria, Holy Mary, and Jesus, il bambin Gesù, when they escaped to Egypt, he had to sell those on the street in order to provide for his family. Frittella is fried dough, basically. Could even be rice, or some people put fruits on it, like apples, for example. But anyway, the fried sweet was what Giuseppe sold to provide for his family, and so that's what is sold and eaten on this day as well to celebrate him. La zeppola is basically like cream puff, let's say, but bigger, and not always with cream in it, but on it. And the cream is typically custard, so crema pasticcera, but there are also some variation, like with jam or with chocolate. La zeppola classica è con la crema pasticcera. Nowadays there's also the baked version, so not only fried, so it could either be fritto, fried, or cotto al forno, baked in the oven. There are no other specific celebrations during this month, for the reason I told you before, is Quaresima, but temperatures are getting warmer, like around 14 the maximum and 6 degrees minimum. So this is a good period for school trips, because it's still bassa stagione, so low season. Marzo is the month of primavera, spring, and it's known as Marzo Pazzerello, so little crazy March, a bit crazy March. Pazzerello comes from pazzo, and that's because sometimes it may be good weather, sometimes it may rain, and it can change it also on the very same day, because it could be like super windy, for example. In fact, there is a way of saying that goes like Marzo Pazzerello, guarda il sole e prendi l'ombrello. Marzo Pazzerello, crazy March, guarda il sole, look at the sun, and prendi l'ombrello, and take the umbrella. Because yeah, you never know with March, with crazy March, Pazzerello. So yeah, that's what happens during March. Let me know in the comments if we have the same celebrations or not. And if you want to be able to have real Italian conversations with native speakers, click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and learn all the essential Italian that you need in your everyday life. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao!
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about something extremely important for Italians. Coffee. Come ordinare il caffè in Italia. Come ordinare il caffè in Italia. And also, of course, how to order it. So caffè is coffee, but the coffee that you drink, not the place where you go to. In fact, it's important to say as first thing that bar, B-A-R, it's the place where you go to get a coffee. But bar in Italy is not the one that you would go to get alcohol and beer. I mean, you can also find that, but that's not the main thing that you can find there. In fact, what we call bar is just like a place where you go to have a break, to have a coffee. There are also places called caffetteria. So from caffè, it's the place where you get coffee, which are basically the same thing as bars. Then nowadays, there are some places that are called something cafe, like for example, cat cafe if it has cats, or like matcha cafe if it serves like green tea from Japan, or just like the name of the place and cafe, but that's just in recent years. When you think about where you get coffee, you think about the bar. Troviamo un bar e sediamoci. Let's find a bar and sit down. Troviamo un bar e sediamoci. And bars are like every corner in Italy, really. What the bar is peculiar for is that you can either have a coffee seated at a table, seduto al tavolo, or at the counter, al bancone, not balcone with the L, that's balcony, but bancone with N, it's counter. So you're basically standing there while drinking. It's a fast thing. And of course the service cost is different. Il costo del servizio è diverso. Il costo del servizio è diverso. Ci sediamo o stiamo in piedi? Do we sit down or are we standing? Meaning, do we get a coffee at the counter or do you want to sit down? Ci sediamo o stiamo in piedi? Per me va bene anche al bancone. But for me, at the counter is fine. Per me va bene anche al bancone. Now, something else that you may want to notice is that sometimes, especially like when you're traveling long distance and you find a spot where to stop and have a break, you have to do the receipt first and then you get the coffee. So you pay, you get the receipt, and then with the receipt you go to the counter and you exchange that for coffee. So there is someone at the register where you pay, and then you go and move to the other side, basically, of the counter where you get your coffee. In fact, on the counter you can also find zucchero, sugar, and you may ask for milk, latte. But you want to know before if you're getting the one with milk or not, because that's a different type of coffee. In fact, the normal one that you get is the espresso type, so caffè espresso or caffè normale. Or you could get a double espresso, caffè doppio, or caffè lungo. It's still espresso, but a bit longer, so with a bit more of water, basically. Or caffè corto, short, which is just really like a shot of coffee at this point, because it's really short, just a little, and you want it really strong. And those are the ones that usually cost the same, because you don't have any extra ingredient. Okay, maybe the double espresso costs more, but in general you get that, and then you can choose to have it amaro, so bitter, as it is, caffè nero, black coffee, caffè nero. And usually you can find both white sugar, so zucchero normale, we say, we don't really call it bianco, so white sugar, but just zucchero, or zucchero di canna, which is brown sugar. Then, if you want coffee with milk, with just a bit of milk, that's called macchiato, caffè macchiato. literally stained coffee, because it has a stain of milk on top, and it can be macchiato freddo, so with cold milk, or macchiato caldo, with hot milk. I know you don't have to go like into specifics if you just want a caffè macchiato. They may ask, they may not. They may just give it to you as it is. You get caffè with milk. So if you order like un caffè, grazie, a coffee please, a coffee, thank you, un caffè per favore, coffee please, they may ask you normale, normal, which means espresso, and you go like, yes please, sì, grazie, un po' lungo, a bit long, un po' lungo. Or, no, scusa, macchiato. No, sorry, stained, which is macchiato. Then we have some more particular coffee. For example, il caffè decaffeinato, so without caffeina, decaffeinato, or caffè al ginseng, caffè al ginseng. And that's not it. We still have caffè marocchino, which means from Morocco, but it doesn't mean that it comes from Morocco. It just means that it has chocolate inside, usually on the side of the cup. So when you like use the spoon, you can get some coffee and chocolate as well. And then we have caffè shakerato, which is shaked coffee. Shakerato comes from there. And it's usually cold, and it has a bit like of foam, you know, on top. That's what it makes. Then we have caffè corretto, literally fixed coffee, or like corrected. It means that it has a bit of alcohol inside, and that's why it's fixed, because now it works for some people. Caffè corretto is really popular as a digestive, so after the meal, or yeah, I would say in the middle of the morning if you're having a bad morning. Then you could also get caffè latte, which is half coffee, half milk, or cappuccino, so you know, a bit more of coffee and then milk, foamy milk on top. But that is not really considered, I mean, it is coffee, but if I say let's go for a coffee, okay, cappuccino it may be, but just as you may know, and as I want you to know already, in the mornings, while coffee you can have it all the time during the day. Come ti piace il caffè? How do you like your coffee? La mattina lo faccio a casa con la moka. In the mornings, I do that, I prepare that at home with moka machine, ma dopo pranzo vado a prenderlo al bar. But after lunch, I go get it at the bar. Mi piacciono entrambi. I like them both. Mi piacciono entrambi. So, what's the moka? It's the machine that you use to make coffee at home. The ones where you have the powder of coffee from beans, of course, but still the powder, and then the filter, and basically the water boils underneath and then comes up, taking the flavor of coffee. While another way of doing it would be caffè col filtro, so dripped coffee. Filtro is the filter, and then you use the hot water that takes down, this time, the flavor of the beans, of the coffee. And another way, a third way that has become really popular in recent years is capsule, or also known as cialde. So coffee capsules. You also need to have a machine for that and to buy those like in packages, but you use one per time. While with the rest, you buy the package, like the bag of coffee beans. You may want to grind the coffee beans yourself, but that's not super common in houses. Usually people just buy the bag of ground coffee already and then put that in the drip machine, or that makes the Americano also. That's coffee that I didn't mention. Yeah, so you put that in machines, either the mocha or the Americano coffee machine. Posso avere un caffè macchiato? Can I have a macchiato coffee? Posso avere un caffè macchiato? Certo, caldo o freddo? Sure, hot or cold. Non importa, doesn't matter, non importa. Ma avete il latte di soia? Ma avete il latte di soia? But do you have soy milk? Certo, c'è anche il latte di mandorla. Sure, of course, there's also almond milk. Latte di mandorla. Some other milks that people may or may not have is oat milk, latte d'avena, or latte di riso, rice milk, or latte di cocco, coconut milk. So yeah, I hope that now you know what coffee to order, and if you don't, because there are actually too many, my suggestion is to try all of them and then you can have it your own way. There are even people that mind about the cup being hot or cold, depending, like for example, if you're having macchiato, caldo or freddo. But the last thing, the bonus thing that I want to tell you is that sometimes you may find a caffè sospeso. Caffè sospeso. Now, this is not any particular kind of hanging coffee because it means caffè suspended, so suspended coffee, caffè sospeso, and it means that someone before you bought a coffee for someone who still has to come to the place. That's like an act of kindness that people do, especially in the South, but not only. And that's what you can also buy for someone who's coming after you. And usually it's just a normal coffee. Like, you don't go into specifics being like, I want to buy a coffee like hot macchiato with milk of almond milk. Like, it's just a normal coffee, which is around €1 or €1.10, 20, depending on where you are. But yeah, I would say that the average price is around €1. As always, I hope this was useful. And if you liked the video, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Wait, before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Italian PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Ciao a tutti ragazzi, come state? Come state? Il mio nome è Daisy e oggi vi parlo di un festival locale in Italia. In particolare parliamo del Carnevale di Ivrea. Un festival locale in Italia. Il Carnevale di Ivrea. Ora vi leggo la descrizione di questo festival, poi vi farò delle domande. Dopodiché leggerò più lentamente e vedremo insieme se avete capito tutto. Partiamo! Let's start! Il Carnevale di Ivrea è una festa tradizionale molto famosa che si svolge nella città di Ivrea, situata nel nord Italia, in Piemonte. Questo carnevale è particolarmente noto per la sua Battaglia delle Arance, un'eccezionale manifestazione che coinvolge tutti gli abitanti. Il Carnevale di Ivrea solitamente si tiene durante i giorni che precedono il Martedì Grasso, che è l'ultimo giorno di festeggiamenti prima della Quaresima. Le date esatte possono variare da un anno all'altro, ma generalmente è tra la fine di febbraio e l'inizio di marzo. La Battaglia delle Arance è il momento clou di questo carnevale. La città di Ivrea è divisa in 9 squadre, ognuna con il suo capo, e le squadre si sfidano lanciandosi arance. Si dice che questa tradizione ha origini storiche che risalgono al Medioevo, quando, secondo la leggenda, la popolazione locale ha cacciato un tiranno della città lanciandogli delle arance. Le arance vengono usate come armi, mentre i partecipanti indossano costumi storici per proteggersi. Se non si vuole partecipare alla battaglia, ma solo assistere, si può indossare un cappello rosso chiamato berretto frigio, con la punta rivolta all'insù. Inoltre, una parte importante della festa è il personaggio del mugnaio, interpretato da un giovane eletto ogni anno. E voi? Avete mai partecipato? Vorreste andare? Ora vi faccio 3 domande. Provate a rispondere. Numero 1. Quando si svolge il Carnevale di Ivrea? A fine febbraio? A inizio marzo? Oppure la data può variare? Domanda numero 2. Cosa vuol dire all'insù? Verso il basso? Verso l'alto? O al contrario? Terza e ultima domanda. Perché si lanciano le arance? Perché ce ne sono troppe. Per una tradizione oppure per raccogliere fondi. Ora che conoscete le domande, vi rileggo la descrizione del carnevale più lentamente. Il carnevale di Ivrea è una festa tradizionale molto famosa che si svolge nella città di Ivrea, situata nel nord Italia, in Piemonte. Questo carnevale è particolarmente noto per la sua battaglia delle arance, un'eccezionale manifestazione che coinvolge tutti gli abitanti. Il carnevale di Ivrea solitamente si tiene durante i giorni che precedono il martedì grasso, che è l'ultimo giorno di festeggiamenti prima della Quaresima. Le date esatte possono variare da un anno all'altro, ma generalmente è tra la fine di febbraio e l'inizio di marzo. La battaglia delle arance è il momento clou di questo carnevale. La città di Ivrea è divisa in 9 squadre, ognuna con il suo capo, e le squadre si sfidano lanciandosi arance. Si dice che questa tradizione ha origini storiche che risalgono al Medioevo, quando, secondo la leggenda, la popolazione locale ha cacciato un tiranno dalla città lanciandogli delle arance. Le arance vengono usate come armi, mentre i partecipanti indossano costumi storici per proteggersi. Se non si vuole partecipare alla battaglia, ma solo assistere, si può indossare un cappello rosso chiamato berretto frigio, con la punta all'insù. Inoltre, una parte importante della festa è il personaggio del mugnaio, interpretato da un giovane eletto ogni anno. E voi? Avete mai partecipato? Vorreste andare? Vediamo insieme la traduzione. Ivrea's Carnival is a very famous traditional festival held in the city of Ivrea, located, situata, in northern Italy, in the Piedmont region. This carnival is particularly known for its Battle of the Oranges, an exceptional event that involves all inhabitants. Ivrea's carnival usually takes place in the days leading up to the Shrove Tuesday, which is the last day of celebrations before Lent. The exact dates can vary from year to year, but generally it falls between late February and early March. The Battle of Oranges is the highlight of this carnival. So il momento clou, we take it from French, means the highlight, the most important moment. We can also just say il clou della battaglia, so the center, the epical time, the most important part of something is the clou. The city of Ivrea is divided into 9 teams, each with its own leader, and these teams compete by throwing oranges at each other. Now here it says le squadre si sfidano lanciandosi. So all those si are reflexive particles, okay? Lanciandosi, throwing at each other. Si sfidano, sfidandosi. The verb is sfidarsi, not only a reflexive particle, but also reciprocal, because it's 2 parties involved. So they challenge each other, si sfidano, lanciandosi, throwing at each other. That's why there's the si for loro. While the next phrase, it is said that this tradition has historical origins dating back to the Middle Ages. Si dice che this si, it's not reflexive, but it's impersonal. It is said that. We use the third person singular as a verb together with this particle si to express something that is general, that is impersonal. Like in Italy, si mangia la pasta. In Italy, people eat pasta, but there is no specific subject. Going back to the translation. When, according to the legend, the local population drove a tyrant out of the city by throwing oranges against him. Fondi, Fondi is founds, but fondo can also be at the bottom, al fondo. Like at the bottom of the street, al fondo della strada. Oranges are used as weapons, and participants wear historical costumes to protect themselves. If you don't want to participate in the battle but just want to watch, you can wear a red hat called a Phrygian cap with the point facing upward. Furthermore, an important part of this festival is the character of the miller, played by a young person elected each year. Mugnaio. That's a hard sound, I know, mugnaio. What about you? Have you ever participated? Would you like to go? So now we know the answers to the questions that I asked you before. Quando si svolge il Carnevale di Ivrea? Can be early March or late February, but it does vary. La data varia ogni anno. Cosa vuol dire all'insù? Verso. So verso means towards, up, because su is up. Quindi verso l'alto. Alto is high, basso is low. Remember that contrario is upside down. And then, number 3, why do they throw oranges? Not because there are too many, okay, but because it's a tradition from the legend. Did you get all of them? Avete indovinato tutte le risposte? Avete capito il testo? Se avete delle domande, potete chiedere nei commenti, oppure ditemi se vorreste andare al Carnevale di Ivrea. Grazie per avermi ascoltato, spero vi sia piaciuto. Ricordatevi che potete anche cliccare sul link in descrizione e scaricare le nostre lezioni. Remember that you can click the link in the description and download our lessons. Spero di vedervi presto. I hope to see you soon. Ci vediamo. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.
Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is new topics and talking points, the easiest way to increase your speaking time. If you want to speak your target language better, you'll often hit 2 specific ceilings that you'll need to get around. The good news is, one of them is easy to get around and it involves picking up new talking points. That's why today you'll discover 1, the ceilings you'll hit when speaking in your target language, and 2, how to apply this learning tactic. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, all the words and phrases you must know about love. Learn all the words and phrases for romance, love, and dating with this PDF ebook. Yours free just in time for Valentine's Day. And second, the Love Conversation Cheat Sheet. Do you know how to ask someone out in your target language? With this new cheat sheet, master tons of romantic phrases. Download it for free right now. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Now to today's topic. New topics and talking points, the easiest way to increase your speaking time. Part 1. Ceilings you'll hit when speaking in your target language. When you start speaking in your target language, one of the most common ceilings you'll run into is running out of things to say. Has that ever happened to you? But another problem that can happen is you'll get good at some conversations, like talking about yourself or why you're learning the language. But how is that a problem if you get good at it? Well, if you get hit with another topic that you can't talk about, then it's game over. Just imagine you're talking almost fluently about topic A. You're impressing the native speakers and everything is going great, but then topic B comes along and you start struggling. The native speakers will quickly realize your language skills are not quite up there, and even though you're quite good, you are still a beginner. It's kind of ironic, right? You can speak almost fluently with one topic, but you freeze up with another. This happens quite often with beginners. So how do you get past this? As a general rule, if you want to extend your speaking time, there are two things you can do. Number one, learn to talk about new topics or talking points. Or two, learn to talk more in depth about what you already know. The second one comes slowly over time as you learn new words and grammar patterns. So if you're actively learning a language, you're always working on the second one. But the short-term, easy way to speak more is to have more talking points and be able to talk about new topics. How? Part 2. How to apply this learning tactic. If you want to be able to talk about new topics and have more talking points, then that's exactly where our 1-minute conversation cheat sheets come in. These cheat sheets serve as a primer for new topics and conversations. You'll get brief dialogues for topics like weather, hobbies, and more so that you can use them in conversations. The second way you can build up your list of talking points is to simply write out topics you like your hobbies or music, or topics you may anticipate in future conversations. Then look for lessons around these topics inside the lesson library. You'll learn conversations that you can then use in real life with native speakers. You can also check out our can-do lessons in the lesson library. These can-do lessons cover specific topics like introducing yourself, talking about yourself, your family, and more. But unlike the cheat sheets, with the lessons, you'll get to hear entire dialogues. You'll hear the native pronunciation, learn how to talk about these topics more in depth, and practice speaking. Again, the goal here is to expose you to new talking points and topics, new conversations, so that you can use them in real life, so that you're not just good at talking about one thing in your target language, and so you can boost your speaking time by a bit. Thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about 3 tactics for maximizing time and making more language progress. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! If you want to boost your vocabulary so you can speak more of your target language, the worst way would be to try and learn all the words. The best way? Through focused vocabulary and phrase lists for everyday topics that you need as a beginner, such as greetings, replying to how are you, and much more. And you can get hundreds of these vocabulary lists for free if you know where to look, because you won't find these anywhere else. So stick around. Today you'll discover 1. How to get our vocabulary lists, 2. How to boost your vocabulary, and 3. All the bonus learning tools you get inside. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So let's jump in. I'll guide you through our learning system so you get to see exactly what's inside and our members-only study tools. Okay, so let's take a look. So first, let's examine what are the free vocabulary lists. So to access the free vocabulary lists, these are available for all members on the website. You simply go from your main dashboard to the vocabulary drop-down menu at the top of the page here and click on vocabulary lists. So here you'll see a bunch of different categories, a bunch of different themes, things related to certain topics of conversation, holidays, etc. So to access the information inside the list, you can hover over one of the lists and click on View List. So for this one, let's take a look at the common ways to say thank you list. So click on View List, and you'll get this page that has all of the different expressions included on it. So I want to talk a little bit about the different tools that are embedded in the website that you can use to study these vocabulary words. So first, let's take a look at the different icons that are here to the left of each of the expressions. The first is this icon, the speaker icon. If you want to listen to a native speaker say that vocabulary word or say that expression, you can click on this and you'll hear that. Then to the right, you'll see that there's this microphone icon. So you can use this to record yourself saying that vocabulary word. This is super, super helpful if you want to work on your pronunciation. So you can record yourself saying that, and you can compare it to the native speaker's pronunciation, and that's a tool that you can use to make sure that you're pronouncing those new vocabulary words correctly. Okay? So next I want to talk a little bit about this checkbox that's to the left of each of the expressions. So if you click this, you'll notice maybe that these two things just above the word list have changed. So we can do a couple different things with these checked vocabulary words. We can first add selected to flashcards. So if you have a flashcard deck that you're already using to study, you can add any words that you select here to an existing flashcard deck. So if I click on this, you'll see a few things come up. So there are some decks that are already on this account. I could add this new vocabulary word to any one of these, or I could create a new deck with this vocabulary word. So if you already have a flashcard deck that you use to study every day or every week, you can easily add new words from this page, from this very, very easy to use checkbox system, okay? So that's one thing. And then the other thing here is this selected to word bank, add selected to word bank. So if you click on this, the word will go to your word bank. You'll get a notification that the word was added to your word bank. So your word bank is something you can access from the same drop-down menu up here at the top. If you go to word bank, you will see a list of all of the words that you've added to this bank. So this is something that you can use if you know there's like a certain category or a certain topic that you want to study more, or maybe these words are particularly hard for you, something like that. So if you want to use this word bank, you can do that here. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about here is this button up at the top of the screen. This is View as Slideshow. So you can select a few different vocabulary words. You could select the whole list if you want to, and you can click the View as Slideshow button up here. And then you'll get to select some things relating to your slideshow. If you want to hear audio, if you want the loop playback option, and then you can start the slideshow, and you'll get to practice in this way too. So there are a number of different tools that you can find right here from the vocabulary list page. So one of these is available, all of these tools are available for each of the different vocabulary lists that we just looked at the main vocabulary list page. So make sure to check these out. And another thing to think about is that if you are a member on our website, of course you can access all of these for free, but we will also sometimes email you vocabulary lists. So for example, if there's a holiday that's coming up, you'll get an email from us that has a bunch of vocabulary related to that holiday. So as you can see, there are a bunch of different ways that you can use these vocabulary lists to study new words, of course, but you can also work on your listening skills and your pronunciation with all of the tools that we have available on our website. If you want a free way to boost your vocabulary and speak more, check out the free vocabulary lists. There are hundreds inside our library, and all you need is a free lifetime account. So, if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account.
Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.